Lieutenant Nez91. I've made a video in the past of how to do a simple mission building help. Since then, I've made my own spawn templates, and using what was available, I've made my own. It's simpler to me. I don't need much fancier stuff. And with the new one that was from CD, had the vehicle respawns. I just simplified it for myself, which can help anyone else. I have sent it to 2 other people since then. One's been using it in their mission, and the other person is currently in the process of building their mission. With this video, I'm going to guide you a little bit, show you where this stuff will show up, how to access it, what you need to do. At this point, you probably just got the message you sent to me saying, oh, I need a spawn template. I sent you a folder, a zip file with them in there, with the media folder. Access Discord. Go to your messages. You find my name that you sent, and you'll see a folder like this at the bottom, or wherever it's at. You hit the download. It'll pop up a safety screen. Do you want to continue downloading? You hit yes. You click on the little continue downloading. It'll pop up your web browser, whatever you're using for your internet browser. It'll pop up. Download in the bottom corner, wherever it usually is. Once it's done, you're good. It's the same way you do when you have to download a new mod list. It's the same process. Once you've done that, you can close out, minimize. You need to access your files. Downloads is where it's going to show up, and you need to access documents. And as far as you see, I've already done this, but I'll just go over it real quick. Here's the zip folder. Double click it, and there's the mission folder. Inside the mission folder is the actual missions file, and of course where I will send you my media folder. If you are going to utilize this stuff in the future, you will need to save the media folder outside of your Arma profile, and I'll show you where I do it, or an option you can use. Once you get this folder, this is all you need to see. You don't need to worry about the zip part. As when you get to this folder, you can either drag it over to documents where you need to go, or copy it. I would prefer copying it. You need to highlight it, click copy, open up documents. Go to your Arma profile, wherever your profile name is. Mine's in other. I have my media folder saved outside here. You could do that. Or once you're inside, you can either save it in here. Once you're in here, you got missions and multiplayer mission. These are the 2 folders you need to focus on. You can save it in either door. I have it in missions. And once you're in that mission part, you just right click and paste it, and it'll show up like this. And that's all you need. With that media file outside of here or here, it gives you the ability to be able to copy them and add them to your mission folders when you build a mission. You need to put it in your mission folder once you have a mission name saved. Every time you do one, you have to put it in there. So every time you say you make a mission but you want to change the name, you have to go back to this point and add that media folder. It's a little complicated, but all you have to do is copy it to that where above that mission file name, and you're all set. Now that it's here, let's open up Editor. You should be able to get into the Eden Editor with no problems. You get your mods that you're going to use. Open the Eden Editor. When you open it up, you come into a blank mission screen anyways. Randomly puts you somewhere. Doesn't matter what you're doing. To open up the file I send you, go open. Brings up this. If you save the missions like I did, it'll bring you there. Or you go to MP missions and it'll bring you right there. Since it's right here, I'm going to click that and I'm going to open it. Yeah, I don't need to worry about that. I just opened this folder. It'll load. Once it does, you're fine. Give it a second. It is Arma. Sometimes it is slow. Now you come up to this screen. Your objective. This might be over here. Just close that down. Close this down. This will show you the mobile respawn and the spawn template. press E will close that out, or you can hit that little arrow. Same thing with the right one. Find that or hit R. I'll keep R up. Alright, now you got this. Now the best step, once you get this already open, you're right at this point. Best step to do is highlight these 3 vehicles. I don't like showing that, but I'll re-highlight them. Get that. Click on one and drag it out of the way. Just drag it out of the way. Once you have it saved like that, go right click, save as composition, give it a name that you remember it as. Like I have mine as Mobile Respawn, and the color, desert or woodland. You save it as that. You save it under a category that will show up on these. Once you've done that, you hit OK. I'm not going to do it since I've already got them. Once it's there, it will show up on your list, and I'll show you in a second. This one, you want to highlight all this. You want everything. This group of stuff, these 3 crates, all the guys. Once you've done that, you can either click on this, click on one of these. It doesn't matter where you click on one of these parts that are highlighted. Right click and save it. Once you got it saved, you're good to go wherever you want to do. This here gives you your respawn position, your fortification, and your Zeus modules that are already preset to most of us that are Zeusers. You got Lartmill, Joffus, Ray, myself, Shepard, Whistler, and CD. These are all the people that have built or are in the leadership position that have Zeus perms. If you want your own module for your mission that you need to do, you have to drop one down. Let's do that. Go to Systems, Modules, Zeus, look for Game Master, drop it. Right click, Attributes. Give the variable name. That is the name for yourself. You type in your Arma 3 profile name. Once you've done that, you go down to Name, do the same thing. Owner. This is the number you need from your Steam. That is the owner. That's how it goes. It doesn't matter what slot you're in. That's where it goes. You'll find, if you need help finding your Steam account, your Steam number, reach out. We'll tell you how to find it. But once you get that number, it's a long number, and I'll show you how long. Let me bring up mine. I'm not too worried. That big ass number. You need that. That way, whatever slot you're in, I could take a rifleman, pilot, Spartan, command position of platoon, or be in my Zeus one. It'll be tied to the name. Some prefer just having these Zeus modules tied to the Zeus position. That is perfectly fine. We'll just let you know. 2 people in here, at least a couple of these people on their Zeus modules have admin perms, and they can get into Zeus regardless if you have a module down. They just type in a code and they can get in. Don't worry about that. That's just for admin reasons. They have that access. But if you want to limit the people to have access to Zeus, some put down 2 and tie to the Overlord positions. And all you have to do is connect, sync to, set trigger, one of the 2. I put both just to cover my bases. And you set to that these 2 characters, which is tied to their slot. Once it's done there, whoever spawns in either of those 2 will have Zeus perms. Joffus does that for their mission. Works for them. That's what they don't have to worry about everyone else messing around. It's fine. Zeus's can give people Zeus perms if they need to. I have it. All my modules when I run with it. My mods for Zeus just as a precaution. But back into the mission. Once you've done that, if you did that option where you tied it to those particular slots, I will suggest to the UAV officers or the Zeus Overlord position, these 2, tie both to a Game Master. You can put one down and tie them, sync them both, connect them, or put one of each down just for it. It's your call. Once you've done that, either doing that way, making yourself, you're all set in this position, you had it all saved, you can customize your mission, your players. I don't need this one here. I'm just going to delete this because utilizing it showing a visual, we don't need it. Alright. Vehicle spawn. As you see here, it's open up. You got Alpha, Hotel, and your company, TFA. Each flag is tied to each vehicle by the script. And inside that script command is the media icon to change these black flags to those proper folder images as TFA's, Alpha's flag, and Hotel's flag. Once you get in the mission, you'll see the flags. This will help visualize which one is for what, so people can visually, if they can have a hard time reading the screen. Once it's done, you can change these vehicles out. Say this is not the type of vehicle you want. This is just a preset ready to go. If you want to change the vehicle based on your mission idea, all you have to do is right click, attributes, give it a second to load. There's that file, variable name that is required for the spawn flag. You can close these down. If you want to add flags to the vehicles, you'll type in the script code, a media folder code, which is simple. I can send that to you how it's supposed to be typed. You type it in here, it'll give you a flag during mission. It'll be tagged to whatever point it sets it. But if you're changing vehicle, you go to object type. You have all these lists, and you just close them down until you figure out which one you want. If you know exactly which vehicle you want and which faction it is, say, oh, I want to run with a British Army vehicle that's from the Woodland. Click on BAF 3CB Army Woodland. Go to cars. I'm like, which one was it? Oh, I want to change it to a Husky Logistics with the heavy machine gun. Click on it and hit OK. And boom, it's changed. It keeps all the same features to it. It adds whatever is part of that script for the vehicle. But if you add a flag to it, it will pop up on the spot where the flag is for the particular vehicle, which is right there on that little antenna. That's their flag they have for it. The downside about doing it that way, if they lower their flag, it goes back to the preset flag, which is the British flag, which is no problem. But here's your vehicle. All the attributes, all the save stuff that was set to that particular vehicle are saved. It just changes the look of the vehicle. And if you do change it to tracks, I would suggest going into attributes. So I put it to a track vehicle. Okay. Go down to ACE options and check here. See here, spare tracks. I haven't updated this one since I've done it, but spare tracks will show. You need to make sure you put 0 if you are not using tracks, and put in 4 wheels or whatever amount of wheels, and you can change your cargo space. Double check this spot here to save yourself. And then you're all set with that. And all you have to do is either drag this to the other part of the map where you need the vehicles to be at, or you can keep it in the same spot where you put the spawn point. So if your spawn point is right where the flag's going to be, they're spawning where the vehicles would have been, but they're already gone. You can leave that there and just keep that near the flag, and they'll spawn in, run over to the flag, click on it, and then boom, they'll be in the back of the vehicle. Pretty straightforward, simple, fun, and it's one less thing Zeus has to worry about when people die, just getting them respawned. Now that you've got these set down, this is usually the part where you need to find your spot. You need to set up your start point. So you put your spawn template. You can either have the vehicles on everyone at the same point, or you can have these set differently. I've done it in my mission where these guys are set differently than where we start out. That's just based on where you want to do it on the map. Like right here. Can't drive the vehicle from this point to here. I could have put the vehicles somewhere else. Like I could have put them here, drag them down here, make them drive out. It's up to the mission builder where you want to start, based on your map. But for this scenario, how I was doing it, saving it, here they are. to change the uniforms of the guys. Say, okay, I got my own preset loadouts. Just opening these up so it makes it easier to edit the guys. Alright. Now you got preset loadouts. You got about 7 roles that you had to fill. It seems a lot. It is, to some degree. But there are specific guys, and there's a lot of guys here. You're like, oh my gosh, there's 60. It's actually like 72 slots, but 60 of them are used, if available, need to. Alright, let's start with the leadership positions. That's your squad leaders, Spartan, Overlord, platoon leads, team leads, squad leaders, those leadership positions. Let's start with them. On the left-hand side, it's the whole list of everyone that you have right here. Instead of going individually or trying to drag them, I was shown this technique from our company commander, and since he's shown me and I've done it, it is a whole lot faster to select. Alright. Makes it easy. I do all the Spartan at one time. All I have to do is click on Alpha 1. While holding down Control, I click on Alpha 2, Alpha 1 4, Alpha 1 5. I leave Alpha 1 3 alone because that is Hermes. But once you got these guys, you got to go to keep holding Control. Click on Squad Leader, Team Leaders. There should be 8 of those because 2 per squad. There's 4 squads. Once you got all of them highlighted, you can let off Control. Without clicking on the screen, just mouse wheel, get over. Find one of the guys that are highlighted. You can see the blue box. Just barely you can see the blue box around them. That fine little blue box. At this point, you had Control. You clicked on all your slots. You right click on the guy. Go to Edit Loadout, Ace Arsenal, or BI Versal. Go to Ace. Now you got this guy. Go to Loadouts. Find the role that you need. You find what you have saved for that particular role, what you need to load them up as. For this, I'm going to do Rifleman. Hit Load. And you'll see it change. Hit Close. You usually get these error codes popping up. Just pictures not being found. These mods, something are missing them. They didn't update them. They haven't fixed them. They're busy. It's fine. Hit Close. Then Apply. Hitting Apply gives all those people you picked that particular role. And you just repeat that for each of the roles that you need. You just go with, like, once you got like Spartan done, platoon leads done, Overlord done, you can just close those spots down. So that way they're less there. You can't close out the regular squads because you had to do the other position. Let's do auto riflemen or your MG gunners. You find them again, like I say, big box. Look for the names. You'll see it down there to say they're auto riflemen or the squad's MG. Right click, Arsenal, Loadouts. And just find that role, load, close, and apply. Earlier I made a little mistake. I ended up saving the wrong loadout. Instead of loading, I accidentally saved the current loadouts to them. So the riflemen's looks are different in the squad leads. They'll have long range backpack. But the principal idea behind it is how fast you can change these guys. Makes it so much easier doing it this way than it used to, where I had to drag each individual guy out of the way, try to highlight them, and save it, and it did not work, or going individually to each position and then try to save it individually. That's a lot when you have 72 slots to individually do them. This is a whole lot faster, and I am glad I was shown this because actually I never knew about it. We all learn. We still learn. I am not going to edit all of them. I'm just doing a couple more just to show you how quick the process is. There. It's just basically you do every single one of them. And the whole squad over here being all riflemen would be the same as you do these regular riflemen. You just click, like I did with Spartan, just click on the Alpha Con. It'll highlight them all. And you just click on a rifleman and save it as rifleman, and they'll all have the same gear. That way, if anyone does spawn in there, they're not running without a weapon. They'll just use what's available. Once you got that, let's just say you got all of them done. We'll just close them all out. I just close it out like that. Now I can hide that. Now you gotta build an arsenal. Oh no. This is the time-consuming part of the build. I find it is the time-consuming. A lot of people say, "Oh, you could do it this way," but if you're building a campaign, you'd just rather build a campaign. You want a same arsenal. Even after that, you want to give them a little bit of a selection of weapons. Like, okay, instead of these guys having all M4s, you want to give them with 203s, the grenade launchers, or give them M16 rifles. Having a little bit of a variety of selection, plus sights and stuff, limited arsenals do to come in handy. I will attest to that. Now you just go to attributes. When you right click on the icon, click on the icon. Give it a second, it loads. And you find Ace Arsenal. There's nothing here, because you have to build it. Here's your primary weapons. Everything from your assault rifles to submachine guns to sniper rifle, DMRs, everything. All your primary weapons are right here. That's part of the mod list that you have set. So if you limit the mod list depending on the factions, this stuff gets smaller and less the hassle. Let's just go find some. Let's just scroll through. Why not? Oh, they're alphabetical. Just to give you pre-heads up, it's all set alphabetically. So you'll find mods like RHS, like, oh yeah, we got RHS here, and you scroll through them. Then you got HLC. HLC is the Nia Arms. So you'll find, like, in groups of stuff, you'll find them all have the same weapons. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a large selection. Watch it, because you end up having some that are not part of the mods. But when you find it, let's grab regular M4A1, Block 2. Right hand side here is Infinity because this is an arsenal. Let's go M4A1 PIP. Oh, let's put a 203. Alright, that's all I want for rifles. Launchers. These guys overdo it with the lock-on ones, Titans and Javelins and stuff. Let's give them something they had to work with. Mods, they overdo it, but why not? It's good backup. M72. That's fine for now. Sidearms. Based on your spot, you got your primary, launcher, sidearms. It's the same principle. Let's see. What do I want to give them? Let's give them some SIGs. SIG Elite. Why not? SIG. Combat 9mm. Why not? Regular 357. Alright. Once you got your weapons picked, you click on your optics. This little icon. This is your sights. Everything from your pistols to your launchers to your primary weapons. Every optical sight that is for those 3 slots will be under here, available through the mod list, but nothing's highlighted. You have to find it. Oh, this is going to take forever. How do I do it? Add compatibility items here that add compatible will automatically do it. It will add all the compatible icons, site stuff for all 3 right here. Now, then you have to go through them. Oh, they don't need the MVG sets. They don't need the MVG ones. Oh no, they don't. Go through. They don't need certain sites. They don't need all these different color ones. It's fine. Go through, look for them, remove the ones you don't need. Don't need thermal sights on here. Don't need a broken LDS sight. And you go through and you can fine tune what you want available for the guys. They don't need certain ones. They don't need all these. They don't need night vision capable weapon sights. Now, once you figure it out, you got it all tuned. You fine tune it to your likings. You do the same thing for the lasers, your side attachment on your weapon, flashlight, laser systems. You do the same thing. On top of this, because we use Nia Arms right at the moment, you got rail panels. If you don't like having them have rail panels, you have to go individually and look for them and delete them, remove them. Just simple. Click on it, left side, remove them. Once you've done that, you go to your muzzle device, suppressors, blank adapters, muzzle brakes, add compatible. It'll do the same thing. Same thing with the bipods, the grips. Gotta go through them. They got weird ones here, and they even got some other weird ones up here. My personal one I like to get rid of all the time is the ISO pad, and every time I saw someone run with it, I just wanted to shoot them. It's there. And it can be the same thing with the laser attachment one. They got charms, which is interesting. They're not showing it here because I don't have a rifle for it, but they do have weird charm bar icons that they add to the attachment instead of lasers. When that is done, you go to your magazine. This adds all the magazine. This is your common one you'll see when you're doing your loadouts. You see a single stack magazine, and you see the 3-stack. 3-stack in here has all the ammo. That's what that stands for, is all the ammo stuff. Grenade rounds to rocket rounds to everything. It's in that compatibility. You add it. It also has everything from designator batteries that you'll probably need if you're going to use laser designators. There's even a little notepad icon down here. You can do. So whatever you can access that you have available, you have it here. You just got to fine tune them. You got to be careful because you also have blanks rounds that will come up as well. So if you're using 5.56, 7.62s, watch it, because you'll get the ammo that are showing up as blanks. And if you're not familiar what types of blanks or what blanks are, read it carefully, because we'll go scroll through here to find one. Here it is, 20 round M200 series for the 5.56. The M200 series is the blanks, and it will tell you sometimes in blanks. You gotta find them. You gotta be careful, because if you're not paying attention, they'll show up in large groups of stuff. Like, you gotta read through these and make sure there are no blanks. If you build a mission and you throw in blank rounds in there, you're really asking for some trouble. Because we've had it happen in the past, and we've had MG gunners that had to end up having blanks part of their weapons, and it's like, it shoots normally, but the guys aren't going to get hit. So just watch yourself. Now, headgear stuff. This is the helmets, hats. Just find what's going to fit your mission. I'm just going to throw in some weird ones just to show you how it looks. Uniforms, the same thing. If you got different styles uniforms, why not? A lot of them have roll sleeves and no roll sleeves. Some of them are different names, just different patterns. Header attachment. This is VSM stuff, so they've got a lot of selection. Do the same thing with the vests. I'm just randomly putting some. Backpacks, the same thing. Eyewear. If you want to have sunglasses, scarves and stuff, you'll have to go through here individually and mark them all if you want to have those ones available. A lot of times, if not, you don't. But don't be surprised you see guys spawning that come in with eyeglasses. That's if they did it. It's through their character build for Arma. I have ballistic glasses. Just how it is for me. I like having it. So that's what it is. Alright, NVGs. It's going to be a daytime mission. You don't need NVGs. You don't have to worry about it if it is. Depending on the mission, these ENVGs have thermal capability. So watch yourself when you build it. If you don't want them having thermals, don't give them ENVGs, because that will give them thermal options. It kind of breaks the immersion and the balancing for everyone else. The people can run with thermal scopes and night visions. Just watch yourself. But if that's part of your mission plan, so be it. That's what those three. Binoculars, rangefinders, laser targeting. If you are using any laser designators like the soft lamp, these laser designators, some of these rangefinders might have it as well. You'll have to have those designator batteries. If you're going to run with a British javelin tube, you need the CLU unit. It will work. It has to work with it. If you don't have this, you're just tearing a tube that's useless. Just watch yourself. That's where you need it. We'll just put that in there. There. Map. Always if you want to have a map, click on the map. Compass, especially if you want them to have cardinal points. Gotta be careful, we have two versions of our short range radios. They're both the same numbers. They're two different looking. This is RHS one, and TFAR is what we use, so make sure you just click on that. Watch, you can use whatever you want. If you want to have GPS, you can. If you want to have ability to access terminals, you can. Grenades, this is your choice as well, putting in smoke, chem lights, frag grenades, or as I call one of these ones, the TNT charged 1 pound thrown. One of our members, I call it his Christmas gift. You can add it. Explosives is also the explosives used for mines, demolition. These are the ones. Miscellaneous items is where you find all your medical, everything else. Tourniquet, toolkit, surgical kit, spray paints, rope, range card, plasma, personal aid kit. We have new flag markers. These are good for mass casting, scenario playing, EOD stuff. Just to give you an idea. Let's say I got everything I want to put in an arsenal. It's not the proper way of building it, but I'm just giving you a show. Now, you go back to this box. It's just an everything box. What's inside the box. Everything. This will show all your list. All your ammo, your uniform, everything's in that list. Then you go to export. Click on it. Now you gotta minimize this. You need to get a notepad up. I have a notepad. There you go. Right click. Paste. This is how it will look. You need to save it. Go File, Save As. Once you save that as, I don't need to save it. Just bring this up. Once you save it, you hit OK here. Go back into your game. Go to the next arsenal. Attributes. Because once you save it, you have it highlighted, you right click on the highlighted part. Say if you got saved here, highlight that, right click, copy. Once you copy it, you import it. Once you import, it gives you a little bit of a lag. There it is. But if you are building it right away, like you just finished that one and you hit export, you could go to the next one and the next one without going to your notepad immediately. Because once you do that, it's already saved under for a file, you just click import. Once it's done, and you have saved that as, you can back out. And say if you like, oh, I saved it. You have it. You have all three. You saved the file to Notepad. You have it saved here, and you had to call it quits for the night because you're getting tired. You got to go do other stuff. All you have to do, open up your Notepad, whatever it's saved as I haven't saved it, but you have its title to it. Once you open it, you click at the top right here by the very first icon. Just drag, left click and hold and drag until you get to the very end. And you can't miss the end because it has a bracket. Once you get there, in the middle of it, right click, copy, excuse me, find the object you need to put the arsenal to, and import it. Once you have imported to the object, any type of object, you can make arsenals, vehicles arsenals, crates, flagpoles, lamps, whatever you put down through props as an object can be turned into an arsenal. And you just do the same process. Okay, now it was the same. You're all set here. You got all this guys set. You got all this done. You're all set. Now you just gotta go put down some enemy forces because you finished worrying about yourself. Let's go to the airfield here. Oh, let's put some enemy forces here. Oh, okay. Go to Op4. Individual Op4 icon is good for putting down. Oh, I don't want to use CSAT. Ugh, that would be slaughter. Let's go. One of the new factions that they released through CB, they finally has given them their own faction properly, is the Middle East extremists. Let's go. Let's put a tank. Let's give them a T-55. Put the T-55 down. To turn it, like I just did, you put it down and faces. If you wanted to face the opposite, I use left shift. With left shift click, I put click and hold and drag. You get the little arrow thing, and you drag it to face the direction you want. Then let go. Alright, we got some tanks down. Let's put some turrets. Oh, they got artillery guns here. We're gonna put them down. Oh, why not? It's just a build. Oh, they got anti-air launcher here. Oh, they got some mortars to protect them randomly. Alright. Got some down. Alright, we want to put down troops. Not individual troops. If you want to put down an individual troop like an officer that would be a primary target, you can go, well, all you need, and you can go through the windows like this. Find your guy. Let's see. Let's put a commander. No. Team leader. Section leader. Let's see. Who do we want to put as the target? Yeah, why not? Let's put him as a team leader. You see that little red circle? The big flat circle one? That tells you that he can be put there. So if you go like here, like, oh, no, you can't see it. Like up here. That tells that point he can get flat put on. So just put him right here. Now we have a leader. He's right there. See, in Eden, you can put these guys on roofs. And I will say, if you want to put snipers on the rooftop of this tower, or like this building, per se, do this. Put a sniper down. Take a spotter. Instead of putting it close, because you can see the blue line between the two. You see that lightly blue line that's connecting them. This will cause this guy, the spotter, to walk off the building, and 9 out of 10, he dies. So instead of doing that, put him further away and put him down. Give him his own position. Then you can drag him closer. Now there's two individuals. You got him and you got the spotter. Now they'll work together. They'll interact differently. They won't take command from each other, but they're next to each other. You got a spotter and you got a sniper. Because if you put, like I said, if you put them both together, they go in formation, so if they need to, they'll move around and then they'll just walk right off the building. It's fun to watch, but it's sad when you go in to check your mission and you see a black dot and there's a dead body because they walked off the roof. But it happens. But that's a quick way of doing it. Just put one down, put the other one further away, and then put them back next to the guy. That way you can have two guys up there and you make it a sniper spotter team, even though they're not communicating with each other. The Blue 4. You guys will not even know it. You'd be surprised how many of them don't know it. They just see two guys up there. They'll see snipers and they'll engage them anyways. Alright, now let's put down bigger group of guys. Go to F2, that's your composition. This is where you find the composition. Prop ones, that cup or regular vanilla ones to have. Nothing in civilians. You got your independent forces. Careful, if you put independent forces down, and I'll show you here, you can put them down, they won't do anything to the forces. Now you got that. We'll go say infantry. Let's go AT fire team. Put them on this side of the runway. Okay, let's go section rifle. And sentry grenade under grenade launcher 1 by the tab. Sentry is 2. Section is usually going to be 4, and it all depends on the mod how they've written it. You'll see it. And fire team, it's going to be smaller. Alright, now you put them down. Problem is, red 4 and green 4, the independent and alt 4, will engage each other. Preset armor way is independent forces are friendly to blue 4, but hostile to alt 4. But if you want them to be the independent forces like they should be, friendly to them, you have to go to attributes, general, and here's your independent movie. Click on it. If you want to make them friendly with red 4, alt 4, and hostile to blue 4, click on it. You see the X's is hot, handshake is friendly. That will signify throughout the whole thing once you play the mission. These guys won't shoot each other, and when blue 4 shows up, they won't engage us either. Red 4 will still engage you. The alt 4. Now, let's put, since you got these guys down, we got some troops down. Okay, we're good. Just saying this is how you want to have it built. Always double check. If you see this tank, screen load out back. See the tank? There's a little red circle around the tank icon. A little red circle in there. If I click on this to find it, it's the commander. If you look at it, you can see it, barely see it. You can see it here better, but you can see it. The red circle. If I right click on his icon and go attributes, I'll show you what the problem is. Control. It's playable. You don't need it as a player. Hit that and click. If you accidentally have one down before you give up the mission foil to one of the technicians to put it on the server, one of these slots will show up at the mission role screen that a person can jump into and take over that person's body. You don't want that. So if you're going to be building and you still have to build more people down, I suggest using like an independent or a single civilian. You can use whatever. A single person and put them down. Just remember to come delete them. You can put them right down by the next to your spawn point. But as you can see, I'm just going to zoom in closer. That little red circle. That tells you that guy is playable. Because this is usually preset to build as single player. And a single player, that's the character you're going to be playing as you can tell. If you screen around the screen looking, those are all our guys we have our spawn point. They're different color. They're purple because they're playable, but they're not the character. I'll show you the setting right here. Right click on them again. Attribute. That is you're playing as player in a single player, but playable is for multiplayer. Don't need to worry about these guys. But if you have roles like you want to have guys playing as civilians because they got to sneak around, do stuff, interacting, you can leave it just like this. Just make sure that's unticked and then put it as playable. Just leave it like that. Doing that will give that selection a role slot. Just gotta remember to put down a spawn point for those guys if they're going to. But if they die, they have to respawn with the group. They'll just back out of the mission get back to the role slot screen and slot into the proper slot they need to go. But if you are playing factions, like we've had missions where one of our squads was running as the local police force, they had their own spawn, they had their own gear and stuff. You could technically keep them as an independent force and had them respawn as independent and tied it in, but they kept them as Blue Fort, but just with a different uniform. But it's the same concept. You just got to be careful how these guys are showing up. Once you're done building your mission, you got everyone down. You're all happy with the map. Like, oh yeah, I got all. You can fill the whole map if you need to, but you got everything you need. They're all set. You're done. Just delete the civilian guys. Now that you'll have that extra spot, everyone's set. You go to save this file so you can have it set up. Even if you're at this point where you want to come back to finish building, you need to save it. Go to Scenario, Save As. You need to give it its file name. I'm going to name it as Test1. And if you are going to send it up to one of our guys and you're going to have a long name like mine up here have, you put it at, don't put space. If you put space, it gives weird characters. They prefer shift, underscore, type in your thing, and then underscore again if you're going to have two separate words. But underscore instead of a space keeps things easier for them. I'm just going to test one. This Bizarre's the scenario file. You don't want that box ticked. It should be open like this. This way you can send it between people and they can edit if they need to. Makes it easier for people that have to fix some errors. Give it that way. Once you're done, you hit save. I'm going to hit save. Now you have scenario save. Now it'll auto save after a while. Let's just say, okay, I'm done for the day. I'm going to come back. And of course, you just have to go, once you're back on whatever map you're on, you just go and find that folder and hit open. Same concept. Then you build it, you keep building, and after a certain point it will save. It will save. You build and it hasn't done an autosave already, just hit save. It'll save it. Then once you're fully finished, everything's saved, all your stuff is done, you can close out, exit editor. Give a second. It takes a bit. At this point, Arma does take a bit to close out. And it does this. Goes through this whole closing out screen. I'll give it a few. It's done loading. Now it gets back to this point. You can completely log out or you can just sit here. But tab, I'm just going to sit. Okay. There's the test folder. Oh my gosh, we just, you just built it. Remember that media folder I was telling you about you need to save? To use, right click, copy, click on that, missions, there's that folder. Oh no, but I was just building it with a map and I had that stuff and it should have saved, but it didn't because you're saving as a new name, paste. Now there's the media. That will have the flags for those vehicles. Any other flags you had put down, it will go through and it will be available for mission. Now once that's done, you're ready to send it up. Right, you click on it, right click, send to, compress zipper. It'll give you a new file. You can edit the name. Do not edit the name, just click out of it. Now you're ready to send. This folder will be the one you send. I am just going to do this. That's the folder I want to send. Test 1. I'm going to send it to Ray. You click up, you open up your Discord, you find the person you're going to send it to. Either you're going to send it to Shepard or you're going to post it in a chat room that is for mission builders. I'm going to send this to Ray because I want Ray to look at it. The little plus symbol here, upload a file, uploads. Oh, let's open up my documents. Good. I need to go to other profile, name, mission, click on this compress. You want to send the compressed file and hit open. Then you can type it in a message saying this one just to let him know so when he gets the notification he doesn't freak out is for video video recording. And then enter. And then it'll set, and it'll upload, and boom. Then he does the exact same thing I did to him. He will do the download, save it to his folder. Just a repeat of what I did at the beginning of the video. I just flipped it and I sent it to him. And it's just basically how you do a mission build. If anything else is more complicated, you're having troubles with some stuff, feel free to ask. A lot of us are here to help you. We have no problem. I hope this video is helpful for any of you that wanted to learn. It is a lot of steps, but if you're overwhelmed with this process right at this moment, but you have a storyline, get with a mission builder. We have no problem sitting there and learning, listening to what you have ideas for. Give us this type of terrain you're looking for. As mission builders, we'll go through all our list of maps we have, find the ones that are suitable, we'll screenshot it, and send you screenshots of the map at different angles. If that one particular map is the one you want to look for, like, yeah, that one is the one, we'll start building it off that mission, off that folder for you. We'll build it based on your information. So, okay, now what you're looking for. If they're able to look through Eden at that particular map in themselves, you can sit there and do it. Or, if you want to, we do have chat rooms where we could do the screen sharing down here, like these guys are doing. You can screen save. Go into our chat rooms like TFA one, and you can share your screen save. They'll be able to see the mission building as you're doing it. That is another option if you need to. But don't be afraid. Ask for help. Ask a mission builder for help. Give ideas if you need help. Bounce off ideas. It will be fun. And we will hope more people are willing to build missions. They'll help us out. And hopefully, because if you enjoyed our current missions, give us as mission builders some breaks. I know Joffus as well would be appreciative of that as well. And it will give you more appreciation of how things are being done at a different level. And you can see why some of us get a little frustrated when people give some comments about our missions, like, this should have been done this way. It's like, it helps us out. But, as mission building, hopefully this will give you an idea how to build. Hopefully it gives you strength to jump in and get building. Hopefully I see a mission file coming from YouTube folks. If not, I hope to see messages asking for help or asking for time to sit down and go over a mission idea to have one built for you. Until then, see you on the battlefield.